Well, we are YouTubing. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the broadcast. Want to try tonight to see if we can get you a few things. There are a lot of things happening all over the place. There are a whole heap of things coming out and whole heap of things, whole heap of news. Things happening all over. Just a lot of news. It's been for want of a better word, it's been an extremely busy news day. And it started off as an extremely busy news week, come to think of it, that got a huge kickoff last Friday. So, we're going to see if we can unpack some of the things that has, made the news. See if we can get some of it out of the way. See if we can set some records straight and talk about a few things. Now, I want to first of all talk about Mr. Mark Shields, whom I have fully dedicated about 2 pages of research on, with an intention to come out here tonight and kind of set him straight about him meddling in Jamaica's affairs and his lack of, not a Jamaican sense of meddling in our affairs. And there I was, planning all of that. And then a whole host of people telling me that they want me to leave Mark Shields alone. A whole host of people, including my hairdresser. I was kind of shocked. And some people in my community. Apparently, when he was deputy commissioner of police, and I know that when he used to come to the parties, then stay out of Jamaica's affair. You're not a Jamaican. You're married to a Jamaican woman, and you're jammed down here, but don't pretend that you're part of us. So I'm going to leave it like that because so many of them said that I should not trouble Mark Shields. And good night, everyone. And so I'm going to allow Mark Shields. Most of it created by the PNP leader, who is floundering, hanging on to his passport and floundering. Who I have been told have been advised by many people in the PNP to renounce his British citizenship, and he has told them point blank no, and he doesn't have to, and all kind of hullabaloo going on with. Then there is the PNP General Secretary, who we're going to speak about at length tonight, and but the amount of account to the PNP people them down the boulevard. Controversy. Him in a controversy, Mark in a controversy, all Ian Hills him in a controversy. Him is carried with Ian Hills him. The man no say I'm gonna sue him. I said, which man that? I don't know which man, but the PNP people them. So appear controversy in the PNP leadership. And the other day Mark Golding had a sit down with some young people from UTech, I think. And the young people went back to their institution of learning, and they had a conversation with their peers and their classmates about how that conversation with Mark Golding went. And according to some of the youngsters that privy to that conversation, the young people that went to meet with Mark Golding was not impressed with Mark Golding. Some found him to be distant, not paying attention, something like that. Others found him to be kind of, strange is the word that one of the youngsters use. The young people were disappointed that Damian Crawford was not there. But them don't know that Mark Gold, you know, want nobody shine. Is him alone for shine because no Damon without shine, him couldn't carry Damon, but to carry him junior spokesperson who could not outshine him. You know? I would not showing no word from the junior spokesperson about what she look like or not. I'm just saying that, you know, young people that meet with a possible future prime minister, them want to be impressed. And according to some of the youngsters who were privy to the discussions that they had with the young people who went to meet with Mark Golding, is that they were unimpressed by young people start using words like unimpressed by you as a leader. You know that you're not making any inroads with them, but they were glad for the meeting. So there is that. Then there's the fact that him still holding on to him British passport and him British heritage, and him floundering all over the place in the polls, in the public opinion. The whole country is against him, and I am told that many people are having discussions with him and tell him that him need to renounce, and him resisting that, rejecting that, saying him not renouncing him, hold on to him father's heritage. Him is a British born citizen, him not going to give it up. So there is that. Then there is the General Secretary of the PNP in all kind of controversy because a theme kind of thing, that big dirty girl kind of thing, you know, drop him drawers, fling off him wig off him head and go out all kind of a thing, a theme thing that's his favorite thing, to be in controversy and behaving like a, you know, a big dirty girl. So apart from the fact that the people on Eastern Westmoreland walk out and meet when they're ready to speak, there is that. There is also him saying that him win a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Karen Cross. And I'm clear about what the news media have said. I'm calm, you know. I'm going to be calm tonight. Dayton Campbell won multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Karen Cross. Sensational. It's like a book. You take up the cover, you take up a book and you say The Giant Shoes, which is a book I just recently read. The Giant Shoes. A tall man who's a giant, and I don't know what it has to do with him shoes, but it's an interesting story that never ended the way I wanted it to, but it's an interesting book. So, but the title is catchy, and that is also good for the sale of a book. So that was the title. The media mouthpiece for the PNP is now TVJ, and TVJ is now basically Fox News in Jamaica, where them thrive on misinformation and thrive on one-sided information and thrive on putting out an headline that will gain not only good for them as a media house, but good for them guy, Dayton Campbell and Mark Golding, because of them are their mouthpiece. So there's that headline. And we're getting into that because that's our major topic tonight. Defamation suit, Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court judges. And we're going to talk about it, all of that tonight. So there's all of that news. So while him celebrating that, him and him people them celebrating, and they have not learned anything in the last nearly 4 years, that when it comes to anything with me, don't celebrate too soon, because we're going to regret it. But don't take them celebration from them. Let them celebrate. We can't take people's celebration from them. Let them go and celebrate. So them celebrating and them doing all of that. Apart from that, him still have 3 lawsuits to answer from somebody. Him is being threatened by a 4th, and the vice president here is threatened by a next one. The PNP people them right. What a controversy. Why this man go on about in business, Miss Karen, and take out the PNP out of controversy? I never see leadership so controversial. Controversial. I mean, I learn new words of the PNP people every day. Them just controversial. So controversy. So what more things happening? However, tonight, I want to talk about all those controversy PNP people I'm talking about. I am going to talk about the Supreme Court and the the order, the judgment that Justice Althea Jarrett handed down last Friday. That's what I'm going to talk about mostly. And I'm going to call up the judges' names. All the judges, from the first one to Miss Jarrett. I don't know if it's Mr. or Mrs. Jarrett. I hope I'm not getting it wrong. And the only holdback that I am going to have tonight in terms of talking about it, the only holdback I'm going to have is I am going to do my level best not to disrespect the justices. I'm going to try and see if I can discuss the whole matter, say how I feel, without disrespecting them. Sometimes it's a thin line between saying what you have to say and crossing over to the line of disrespect. In spite of how I view them and how I see the court, I still don't want to disrespect them. So, I would ask you all to help me tonight. Help me that while I'm talking about it, if I should say anything that suggests I am disrespecting them, please draw me back. Send me a WhatsApp, anything. But if in the course of the night as I talk about this, anything comes across as disrespectful to any of these judges, let me apologize from now that it is not my intention to disrespect, but it is my intention to say what I am going to say, and I intend to say it. I intend to say it forcefully, and I will use words that may seem harsh, but it's not disrespectful. So I want to get that out of the way. All right? Get that out of the way. The only way to provide you with an accurate account of what happened last Friday, June 21st, 2024, in the Supreme Court, that took no more than 3 to 4 minutes, is to take you through the whole thing so that you know where we're at. Our justice system is set up a particular way. It is set up to protect the rich, the famous, the well-connected, the people who provide a job for those justices. The system is set up to protect them, and it is set up to punish me. And when I say me, I mean we the Jamaican people who can't afford lawyers, and we the Jamaican people who then believe that them can push over. Our system in Jamaica is not worse than anywhere else in the world, and I am reluctant to ever beat up any system that Jamaica has. I'm reluctant for that, but I can do it. I can do it based on my experience. I'm reluctant to beat up the system, but this Supreme Court and this particular case is a strange one, and it needs exposure, and so I have to expose it. And I'm not exposing it because I am bitter, as the risers would say. I love when them say that. You're bitter. I am not bitter. Matter of fact, I'm far from bitter. And if I was upset, I'd come out and tell you how upset I am. I am not upset either. I want you to understand me on that. So Justice Althea Jarrett is the last of about 5 or 6 judges that have had this case since April 1st, 2021. And before her, we had Justice Anderson. And just one sitting, we had Justice Anderson. And Justice Anderson, of all of them that we have had, to us, was the more fair, learned, experienced, and competent Supreme Court judge that we went before. Justice Anderson. Justice Anderson was the justice who told us, who kind of came into court the morning and protected us because he knew we didn't have no lawyer. He came into court the morning and him shoot down Dayton Campbell lawyer them. I mean, him shut them down because he saw exactly what them doing and where them going with all of that. And every time them open him out, him shut them down without different argument. And we listened and we wrote down everything that he was shutting them down on. And throughout this whole process, it was a learning curve for us. It was a learning curve because we went into it not knowing what we're going into. We went into it, don't have a clue as to how it worked. And along the way, we learned. We read, we researched, we read some more, we talked to people, we get advice, we talked to lawyers, learned lawyers, not so learned lawyers, and we learned. And we learned the system a little bit and the procedure a little bit. So I want to start tonight by telling you what the judge did on Friday, and then I'm going to go back to the beginning and explain to you why Judge Althea Jarrett did what she did. What she issued on Friday is what Dayton Campbell didn't send out to his news media people. He just tell them that him win a multi-million-dollar defamation lawsuit according to how they reported it. Now the media did not have the judgment, the ruling of the judge. Him not give them that. He just tell them same win. And I hear the Prime Minister talking about misinformation and fake news and all of that. I would just pause a little bit and tell the Prime Minister, this is an international matter. Misinformation, fake news, it's international all around and all across the world, particularly in America. Misinformation is a potent force. It's like, misinformation is basically like a lie. It's out there, a lie circle the globe before truth wake up and put on him shoes. And that is what misinformation is. And that's what riding the world. To hear the PNP General Secretary, who just said win a defamation lawsuit, said that what the Prime Minister is proposing is basically to take away people's freedom of speech was kind of ironic. Quite ironic to listen to that. But I heard him say, the Prime Minister and it's anti-democratic. I'm trying to answer you, but I don't know. Yeah. Let me see what you're saying. I see the message coming in. Yes, please, nice. Thank you very much. Like the video, hit the like button, share the video, and do make a comment. Continue to make a comment and all of that. Let me go from the beginning of this before I tell you what led to what Judge Jarrett did. Let me start from the beginning. And some of you have heard the beginning before, but it's important to go through this beginning for you to understand, if you will bear with me. All right? March 31st, 2021. I stood in the line of NCB Bank in Harford, and I received a WhatsApp message. When the WhatsApp message came in, it's a number that I don't know. But when I saw it and I saw the document that came in, I recognized immediately that this is from Dayton Campbell lawyer. And it was. It was the documentation that said, "He must sue, I must come to court." I opened it and I scrolled through it. While I was scrolling through it, I wanted to find out what date is the date I was looking for. I wasn't going to read it. I was looking for the day. I was looking for dates. And it says that I must show up at court, a Zoom court, on April 1st, 2021 at 10 a.m. I received this text message at 2:20 p.m., 20 hours before I was scheduled to go to court the next morning. It was still COVID, and all of that was going on. I looked through and I saw the date. And when I saw the date, I said, but that is tomorrow. I immediately forwarded it to Renita Robertson with a text message. I said, look at this. Them suing us, but it's tomorrow. I was kind of struggling with the tomorrow thing. I'm not going to leave out anything tonight. Tonight I'm going to tell you what I struggled with, and I'm going to tell you what galled me. I'm going to tell you what hurt me. I am not holding back. All right? But I'm trying to do so in a respectful way to the judges. Valerie got back in touch with me about 35 minutes later. And she said, Yes, you should just go. It kind of sudden, but go. But when you go, don't worry. This is what Val will tell me. Don't worry. The judge will give you 3 days to go get legal advice or get a lawyer. When you get that 3 days after you done court tomorrow, come down to my office, come see me. That's what Valerie said to me. I say, okay. I will hang up. About an hour later, on my way home, she called me back. And she said, if the judge doesn't offer you the 3 days to go get a lawyer, you should ask for it. Make sure you ask for it. It's on the record that you ask for it. And she's a learned QC, so she knows what she's talking about. So I take that as okay. The morning of court, 10 o'clock the next morning, when I came home, I touched base with Natalie and Michelle, and we talk about it. And where I said, we don't know what to do. Well, I said I don't know what to do. Natalie and me, they're on the same page. Michelle's a little bit ahead of us, because Michelle started reading immediately as she get it. She start go research and call up the research people and say, we want to know how this process works. And that is what we're discussing and talking about. And I said, well, I'm not going to bust my brain over all of this. I'm going to do as the QC advised me to. Went to court the morning, April 1st, 2021. And the judge presiding that morning, her name was Natalie Hart-Hines. On that day, in 2021, she was an RM court judge acting as a Supreme Court judge. And it appears to us that Dayton Campbell lawyers, who are QCs and PCs and RCs and all kinds of Cs, they went and got her specifically because of them friend and them know her. And I'm not beating that up because that's how the system set, where lawyers can look for a friendly judge. Jamaica is not the only place that happens. Lawyers can seek out in America. Lawyers who are pro-gun always seek out to get a judge who is also pro-gun, and lawyers who are anti-abortion looking for judges who are anti-abortion, who will likely give them a favorable ruling. Of course, in the American system of justice, that don't normally work out just like that. So I'm not beating up on that them go seek out for them favorite judge and bring her. A harem court judge, all the way down in Montego Bay, and them get her up, and she's the one presiding over the case. She opened the proceedings. Good morning, everyone. Morning, Your Honor. Very blah blah. This should not take very long. Is everybody here? I have my list of things. There are 6 points that I need to get through. I mean, this is so fresh in my head, it's not funny. She said she have a list of 6 points that she need to get through to reach to the end of this proceeding that she's about to oversee. I don't know what she's talking about. Well, but anyway, I used the opportunity to stop her right away and say, Your Honor, I just got this thing yesterday at 2:20. I am requesting that, give me that 3-day thing. Let me go talk to some lawyer and get some advice and stuff. And she smiled in a very sheepish way and said, Miss Cross, you don't need a lawyer, Miss Cross. This is a very simple matter. You don't need any lawyer. So we're going to go ahead. It's okay. And she proceeded. I am the first defendant, and she had the documents already, has submitted to the court by Dayton Campbell's lawyers. And she called on me, the first defendant. And again, I said to her, yeah, and I don't know anything about this thing, I really, really would like to, get a chance to go talk to a lawyer. And she said, Miss Cross, you do not need a lawyer. It's a simple matter. The case is a simple case. We're just going to go ahead. She moved from me to the second defendant, who is Natalie. And she basically repeated the same thing when Natalie was protesting. And then she moved to Michelle. But before she go into Michelle and before she refer to me as the first defendant, she made an opening remark. And in her opening remarks, Judge Natalie Hart-Hines said, well, it's a thick file. I have not yet read everything. I see that there's a video here that I have not yet watched. These are the words that she said. She has not yet read everything that was submitted to her. And the video, that is the only evidence submitted by Dayton Campbell lawyers against Natalie and Michelle. That video she has not yet watched. Follow me, other people. I know this is kind of boring for most of you in the usual excitement. So she has not read everything, and she has not watched the video that is the sole evidence against Michelle and Natalie. Natalie did the live on which I appeared. Michelle shared the live, and that is the evidence against them. So she don't watch it, and she don't read everything. When she reached Michelle, Michelle again said to her, Your Honor, like how you said that you have not yet read everything, and you have not yet watched the video, how about you just, put in a temporary thing and then we can go get lunch? She said, no. She was in a hurry, Judge Hart-Hines. She was requested to take the case by Dayton Campbell's lawyer, and she was in a hurry in the morning to put in that order that we should shut up and take the things off social media. She was in a hurry. She wasn't going to give us those 3 days to get the lawyer. And there she was, telling us that she has not read everything and she has not watched the video, and we don't need no lawyer, but him sit down in a lawyer office with 3 lawyers. Him sit down in a film office with 3 lawyers surrounding him, and she, the Supreme Court judge, telling me that I don't need a lawyer. I don't need a lawyer, but him sit down there with 3. And there is where it all began. I couldn't get over it. I just couldn't get over it. That she telling me that I don't need a lawyer is a simple matter. So if it's a simple matter, then him don't need a lawyer neither. But him have 3 lawyers. Now we have none. And she says a simple matter. And she proceeded to shut down my freedom of speech, tell me that I should take down everything off of social media, and tell me that I should start calling him a serial pedophile. And she issued the order. And I decided that that's not right. Something about that not right. And everybody, I should say, was telling me that I should obey the order. Whenever I posted it, people said, Karen, be careful, Ray. But the Jamaican people and lawyers say that. You know why they say that? That they would say that to anybody? It's because they have been socialized into a system that tells you that whatever decision the judge makes, you must follow it even if it's a wrong decision. That is a system that we socialize into, that will let judges take away our freedoms, and because them is Lord Almighty judges, we must let them, no matter what. Lawyers say it, and other people say it. But them know better. The lawyers, they do it because they need those judges when them go to court. They need those judges to like them and to favor them. So they will do it, and they will encourage their clients and the people who they represent to follow those rules that don't serve them well. That is an injustice to them. Because when Justice Natalie Hart-Hines put that order on me, it was an unjust order because she denied me the right to have representation. But that is not just it, that she denied me the right to have representation. That is not just it. We're going to get to all of it. So I wasn't following that order. It was an unjust order, and I was not going to follow it at all. So I say I wasn't, and I did not. Then Campbell on the know them take me to court again and said I still don't stop calling him a serial pedophile. And when we go to court now, we'll move on to judge number 2, Mr. Chester Stamp, Justice Chester Stamp, respectfully. And from the moment Justice Stamp sit down and start swirl around in the chair that I pay for, and looking over on the big desk that I paid for, him come with an attitude, and him come with him ready. Him not have to hear nothing. Him ready to fine me. Dayton Campbell lawyers, in their request to the court, asked the court to fine me $750,000, and the judge did that. Throughout the whole proceedings, Judge Stamp and Dayton Campbell lawyer, the QC, RC, PC, BC, they might play footsie with each other. They have their own language. They talk their own language. And like the rest of the court, no, nobody so there, just the two of them alone, they attack. And she presenting to him all the things that I have said and done to break the order. And she was not telling any lie on me. Everything that she said, I did and said, I did them. And I said them. But he was just anxious. About 32 minutes into her presentation, Justice Stamp said to her, Mrs. Henley, I think, are you going to let me have to sit down here and listen to everything and look at everything about it? Basically saying to her, don't know, man, me get it. You don't have to present nothing more. That's the level of relationship them have. Me not quarrel with them and that neither. And she stopped about 4 minutes after, and him sit down and him write. Him almost forgot that I had a lawyer at the time, Mr. Colley. Very good lawyer, Mr. Colley. And Mr. Colley get up and made a presentation on my behalf. Throughout the whole of Mr. Colley presentation, Justice Stamp wasn't listening to Colley. And Colley could have bring down Jesus. Him already have him thing in front of him. Him going to impose this $750,000 fine for me because I broke the rule that was the order that was sent out by Mrs. Hartines. And so him sit down there swirling and cheer and go out all kind of things, and him rule the $750,000. And many of you helped me pay that. Struggled and I paid it. At that time, we said, all right, we're going to appeal that judgment, the $750,000. And we decided that we're going to the court to ask them. And Mr. Colley went to another judge to ask her to reduce the fine. And this time it was Judge Georgiana Fraser. And I can begin to tell you how Justice Fraser she was not interested in hearing our argument about reducing the fine. She was there trying the case. The case was already in front of her. She was the trial judge. It was flabbergasting to me. So of course, she denied that. Then Colley said to me, we're going to appeal to the appeals court. And as the good Lord would have it, the person who got that case in the appeals court was Justice Brooks, the president of the appeals court. And Colley made me write this hell of a thing outlining to Justice Brooks my inability to fine $750,000 and asking him to cut it down. Justice Brooks gave Colley no more than 3 minutes and tell him no. And my thing that I wrote him probably just drop it in the garbage. There's a reason why I'm giving you this timeline. I want you to understand there's a particular reason why you have to get it. You're not going to get the rest of it unless you get this. So there we have it. Mrs. Hartines, who denied me the right for representation, while Dayton Campbell sat there with his 3 high-powered lawyer. Then there was Mr. Stamp, Justice Stamp, who don't give a crap about what we have to say about nothing. Mrs. Henley, him friend, asked him to put on $750,000, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Same did. Then there is Mrs. Georgiana Fraser, who I don't know. I don't want to disrespect her because she's a Supreme Court. As I said, I don't want to do no disrespect. But if I was ever to describe her, and it would go over disrespect. So I'm going to leave it at that. Then I tried the court and that. Then Justice Brooks, who decided that not do that neither. Throughout the last 2 years coming into court, there were various judges. And the only judge that we felt, all three of us felt, was doing a good job was Justice Anderson. And Dayton Campbell and make sure him not come back. Because for him, in his court that morning, him locked them down. Every foolishness them come with him locked them down. And they were coming up with all of them foolishness there. And then it goes on and on and on and on until we ended up with Justice Jarrett. Now I like Justice Jarrett. Our ruling on Friday now have nothing to do with the fact that I like Justice Jarrett. Having discovered since Friday that she's not only an inexperienced judge, I mean Justice Jarrett was Deputy or Assistant Solicitor General up to 2021, which means that she has recently become a Supreme Court judge. And that explains the errors and the holes in the judgment that she put forward on Friday. Full of holes, full of errors that can easily be disproven and disqualified and thrown. But hell, she's a judge. She can do anything she wants. Judges in this country have the right to do anything they want. They make the rules, and they can do anything they want with the rules. They also have discretionary power, which means that if a lawyer does something or a defendant or claimant does something, they have the right to decide if they will accept that or reject that or they will make that pass. They have that right. That is them power. Unfettered power. God-like power. Them hold our freedom of speech and our freedom in their hands. And them can do whatever it is them like. And that is what they have done. Now once she issued the order on Friday, the whole thing came full circle. Whole thing came, when she finished Friday, I said, what the rest just happened? That's what I said. Because our defense is solid. My defense is solid. Solid defense. And what she did on Friday was not hand Dayton Campbell no multi-million-dollar lawsuit. What she did on Friday was to throw out our defense. She threw out my defense. Last October was the last time we had court with her. Because that's from when she had to make a decision. And in that court session last October, each of us get to make a 1-hour presentation. The lawyer get a hour, me get a hour, Natalie get a hour, Michelle get a hour. And everybody use them hour to make their case. And I did also. So now, she made a decision. Throughout the whole discussion in October, when each of us making our presentation, Dayton Campbell lawyers keep harping on a number of things leading up to October and in the October hearing. What they were harping on is not my defense. That wasn't what they're harping on. They were harping on my breaking the root, breaking the law, the order to shut up. That was the basis of every argument they put forward. They cannot win with my defense. They cannot win with the statement from the 3 young ladies. They needed to win from me not following the court order. And that was the basis of their argument, and the judge helped them put that together. Justice Jarrett helped them with that. Justice Brooks helped them with that. Justice Fraser helped them with that. Justice Stamp helped them with that. And Justice Hart-Hines started it all. The judgment is not to say we don't have the defense, because we do. The judgment is not to say we win anything. The judgment was to make sure the girls don't come to court. the judgment is refusing to hear the evidence against him. That's the judgment. That's what the judge did. Decided that she don't need for us to go court to go hear the evidence against him. She don't need for the 3 young ladies to go face their abuser and for him to face his accusers. That is what they asked the court to do, and that is what the court gave them, to throw the defense, to prevent the 3 young ladies from coming to court. Him don't want them come to court. Him don't want them come to court. Him can't manage that. But I will tell you something else. In October, his lawyers, while we were arguing in court back and forth, we and them, by Zoom, his lawyer says, they want to throw out the statements because they don't believe. Listen to me now. The lawyer says they don't believe the girls exist. And Natalie's lawyer, Natalie as a lawyer, Mr. Bishop says, well, Your Honor, I would like to make a proposal that would get the young ladies to do new proper statements and so on. The lawyer and jump up and say, no. Leave me, you know. One of them problem and them quarrel has been from the beginning that the statement them not done properly. Mr. Bishop is now suggesting to the court that will get them to go do proper statement, and that Dayton Campbell lawyer them say no. Them don't want that. Not at all, I'm in agreement with that. The judge, whatever they want, the judge will give them. Judge not give you nothing. Because I'm going to tell you why soon. Dayton Campbell lawyer say, them don't believe them exist. And then I said to her, because we're arguing a court, I was respectful to everybody. Then I said to her, but I don't get it. If you don't think they exist, why are you trying so hard for them not to come to court? Why you don't make it go through and then you win a big victory when them not come? Because you don't believe them exist. She said, no, she don't care, because even if they come, we wouldn't believe them. We don't believe them. Dear lawyers said that. 2 women, one woman named Williams. She's the lead attorney on the matter. We won't believe them. So we don't want them to come. Follow me, you know, Jamaicans. This is a court of law. This is the Supreme Court who's supposed to not only follow law, but also serve justice. But they're not there to serve justice to people who need justice. They're there to buff up themselves and to punish people who disobey judges' orders. The whole focus was on me disobeying the judge. The focus was never ever one time throughout this entire process. None of these judges ever consider the rights of these young ladies. None of these judges ever consider that these young ladies are hurting. None of these judges ever consider about who a young people in a living in incestuous homes with father and brother and uncle and everybody sexing them off. None of these judges ever considered that. Their only consideration was always about me breaking the order from the court. That is them angst, because that questions them power. That put a hole into them stronghold about them is the law and you must follow the law. Well, just because it's the law don't mean that I have to obey it, because it is an unjust law and I had no intention of obeying it. So Dayton Campbell lawyers, them continually telling the judge all kind of things that I have said since I paid the fine. And the judge herself even said to them one time, but you paid the fine for all of those things. And they then proceeded to file something to say that I have said things before and post things after that. I mean, their entire defense was to go after me and punish me for disobeying the court's order without a consideration to the young ladies. And the judges who are supposed to protect these young ladies protect Dayton Campbell instead. They chose to protect him. Justice Hart Hines, Justice Stamp, Justice Georgiana Fraser, Justice Brooks, and now Justice Jarrett. They all feel, these girls. They have displayed no humanity. They have displayed no level of fairness towards these young ladies. The entire thing was about punishing me for disobeying the court order. So just in case them get this live and them hear what I have to say, I would like to say to these judges, hear me good. I, Karen Cross, not obeying no unjust order. You can't ask me to obey a law that an order that you created when you are incapable of obeying your own rules and your own laws. You're the ones who put this 3-day rule into place. It must have been you that says people like me have 3 days to go find a lawyer or 3 days to go get representation. You took that away from me. You violated your own rights and then trying to punish me for not obeying your own law. What's wrong with you? Not gossip. It's like Mrs. Hines came in on April 1st, 2021 and she thumped me. And when I leave out of court, I thump her back. I said, I not obey it. And I maintain so I not obeying it. And I went to court and I repeated it several times. I was not about to obey that unjust order. Many people want to be remembered or to be known for what they did. Me, I have always maintained that I wanted to be known and remembered for who I am and what I did, who I am. So you can't put an order in court where there is a system where I am entitled to representation and you, by discretion, should allow me to get that representation, and then you refuse me that and then punish me for refusing to follow what you put up. Where do you get that from? Seriously. Justices, Hines, Stamp, Fraser, Brooks, Miss Jarrett. Where do you get that from? Every single thing in that ruling that she made on Friday, everything point to me disobeying the court order. Not about the young ladies who not getting the justice. She bought into the argument, Justice Jarrett, bought into the argument put forward by Dayton Campbell lawyers that these young ladies don't deserve to face them abuser. And then, after she put out this order, she put it out with a caveat to say 2 things. One, I shouldn't call Dayton Campbell a serial pedophile. The judge, Judge Jarrett, said I should not come out here and call Dayton Campbell a serial pedophile. As if me don't know which world she live in. I don't need to call him so anymore. The world know from here to Timbuktu who he is. But she said I mustn't call him a serial pedophile. And then she said, the second thing she said I should do, which is the strangest thing, she listed some posts, some social media posts, and said I should take them down. Now listen to me, Justice Jarrett. I want you to listen to me carefully. Because I already submitted to the court and tell you that those are not mine. How can I take down posts that I didn't put up? Those are not mine. Just Dayton Campbell lawyers went on social media and they took down some people make some posts, make some pages with my name and my picture on it, on Instagram and on Twitter. And they were calling him pedophile on those things. And they've been beating him up on those pages. Those are not my pages. I cannot remove them because I didn't put them up. That would be something illegal in blogosphere. For me, what must do? Go hack the people them page or get somebody to hack the people them page? Justice Jarrett, I tell you already, they are not mine. I can't take down what I didn't put up. What's wrong with you now? So up into the arms up into the deep feelings about me disobeying the court order. That's gonna jumping over all kind of hoops to protect Dayton Campbell. Protecting Dayton who have abused people underage picnic and not paying attention to the picnic them that are being abused. What kind of justice is? Who represent? These 3 young ladies don't have a chance to come in front of Uno. Trust me. Let me back it up. who don't want to protect Dayton Campbell. But background master stud. So he can do anything he want. It's justices like Uno, with all due respect to Uno, is Uno cause so much crime in this country because people don't trust Uno. People don't trust the system, and people don't trust Uno who are preside over the system. People have no faith in Uno. I am one of those who always have faith in Jamaica's system, in Jamaica's justice system, in everything that we have, I have faith in it. Because I have always thought that it is better than some. And it's all we have right now. But when we have justices like you people, you five that I mentioned, I don't wonder why our young girls are being raped and sodomized, and why them are breed when them are 13 and 14, and nobody can get locked up for it. Because them now go forward, go tell nobody, them now go to the police. There was one girl who we were trying to do a fourth statement. We were trying to get her to go with the other girl, go do a next statement. And she didn't. When I asked her why, she said that him do her a thing, and she go down to she never said what him do her. Him Dayton Campbell did do her a thing, and she go down and don't run away by Discovery Bay police station to report it. And the police call him. She said the police call him. Something to do with she going out with him and then him never paid the school fee or something. And she got to try to talk to a policeman. The police call him by the phone. The police call him. I now wonder why them don't want to talk to no. Them fear no. Them not trust no. Why so much killing and so much robbery? People don't trust the system. And it's Uno. Justice is like Uno and people don't trust the system. Dayton Campbell got dig up Justice Hart and some down a man to go, but them couldn't find one in Kingston that would do what them want her to do. And she sat there in that court with him and him 3 lawyers and tell me that I don't need a lawyer. It's a simple matter that I don't need a lawyer. That's what she did. And you don't want to punish me for not obeying it. Well, listen to me, Justice Jarrett, with all due respect to you, and you know I like you. I like Justice Jarrett very much. And you say I shouldn't talk about it. I'm talking about it. You're not going to issue that and then try to shut me up. So, me could just go full Monty and done. Whatever comes, me could just go full Monty and done. You're not going to do that and still trying to shut me up. What is wrong with Uno? What is wrong with Uno? What is wrong with this? What is wrong with this? I'm not the only one who call him serial pedophile that you say I shouldn't call him. I am not the only one who does that. Everybody call him that, and everybody know him as that. There's no judgment that you could hand on that could cleanse him from that. That can't cleanse him. Only the blood of Jesus can cleanse him, and Jesus didn't forgive him yet. So I don't know what is wrong with you. I mustn't talk about it, I mustn't call him this, and I must go take down post. After you issue that, and him go around and tell people about him win multi-million-dollar defamation suit. And then you still trying to shut me up, using your own rules to deny me representation, and then want to punish me when I don't obey your rule. We're gonna get out thinking that that is something fair. That's not fair. There's no fairness into that. So I'm not obeying that. And yes, the Justice Jarrett issue our thing, and should grant us that we can go appeal her ruling, but she's counting on the fact that because of the disobedience of the court order, when this go to the appeals court, they're not going to grant us the appeal. She's counting on that. Well, I'm way ahead of you, Justice Jarrett, because I'm counting on that too. I am actually counting on that too. I am not going to appeal because I think that they're going to reinstate our defense. That is not my intention in terms of the appeal. I am going to appeal. But my appeal is about going through the process, because I'm going to take it to the Privy Council if needs be. I will go take my chances with the white man them down in Britain. Because them at least don't know me. Them don't know me. Them don't know me. I don't know them. Them not watching my YouTube channel, and me and them are a friend. So therefore, I will take my chances with them. Yes, Natalie, you're on, darling. Natalie?
Hello?
Yes, Natalie, you're on.
Good night.
Night, darling.
You're live, right?
Yes, I am.
Oh, good night, everybody. Tell the people them said the woman come with permanent injunction now. We are tell the people them short and story for. Tell the people them say a permanent injunction. Judge Jared put said nobody enough to talk, not about Dayton. What can go so?
Yep.
Permanent injunction, and she not look on the two side, the woman look on one side. You see, from them deny your legal representation and short serve you. Me can't wait for you go for appeal court, you know. Because as the sun shall shine tomorrow morning, if an appeal court, trust me, a Privy Council, the United Nations, all of the women's organization, then the Me Too movement, everything will come down.
Why you let out your secret them so much?
No, so they have to let out because them over here listening, you know. Them over here listening. So them for here. Judge Jarrett and what's your name?
Hard Eyes.
Not Judge Jarrett.
Hard Eyes.
And the wicked one. Yes, the one named Enlin. I feel like she's telling her you're sitting.
Dayton Campbell is a lying woman. She's a lie. I mean, Miss. Them lawyers, Williams and them lie, them don't care about young people, them don't care about the young people, them with the big ass tearing man, them are rape and are abuse. Oh Jesus, man.
But look here now, we told her she was a liar in front of the judge.
Yeah, we did. You did.
Many times. Don't tell no lie, we come to the truth.
You did.
But on a serious note, there is no way that anybody can deny you representation. Remember, nobody know nothing about an injunction and what that even mean. So how are you gonna tell people so them don't need a representation after being so short served? Me never hear nobody show up 24 hours, 20 hours before when they notice.
Not only that, she told us we never need a lawyer, but him sit down with 3 lawyers.
Yeah, you don't need a lawyer for that part.
Yeah, but him sit down with 3 lawyers.
Yes.
Him sit down with him 3 lawyers, and we don't need none.
Tell the people in the line of questions that she asked after she told you you don't need a lawyer. Are you aware that Dayton Campbell and his reputation? Are you aware that this and that? Me have to say, wait, who are the defense attorney in your so?
She got her notes from Dayton Campbell lawyers. Remember, she came with her notes, you know. Remember, she admit that she have a 6 points that she want to get to. And she started to ask us questions about what we are aware of. And start talking about Dayton Campbell reputation. Yes, she did. She
not supposed to talk to her and ask no question.
Yeah.
We never want to her neither. So she have to go down. Art Hines have to go down. Over the appeal court. So you see the same embarrassment to come down upon them with the cartel case. This is going to be a bigger embarrassment because it is involving a very sensitive, I don't want to laugh, you know, a very sensitive and a very serious matter where Dayton Campbell come out and talk about saying you win. On what basis? I have to be telling people, listen, nothing was tried in the court. Nothing to do with nobody defense or no evidence was put to the court. You know, people here, they rob you out of your constitutional right and all sort of something. And people who went near the judgment over the appeal court. Because this is, me I write a letter to Judge Sykes, you know, and make them know ahead of time. Say injustice are going over there.
We love the Chief Justice. I'm the one the bad man is a country.
Yes, you need to know about this.
Chief Justice a bad man. No afraid of no gang man.
About it. We must not. When we read something, I went a couple of days ago about permanent injunction. You ever hear about permanent injunction, not infringement for your speech that?
I listen to Judge Jarrett. Me not listen to nothing Judge Jarrett say. Me not doing nothing Judge Jarrett asking me to do. Well, one of them I can't do. I can't take that on.
Them have no credibility. You may never hear you. First of all, in America, if you go to court and you can't afford a lawyer, then make you still say you're entitled to one and you go and get one because they cannot put you before no judge without representation.
Well, I went to court to serve to give character witness for one of my citizens one day, and sat in the court and out in Arbitrary and watch the judge ask the young fella, where is your lawyer? And the young fella said, I'm not see him. And the judge said, it's 3, we have been to court 3 times now without your lawyer. We're going to start the case today. And she start the case. But the young man without a lawyer, she did it. I sat there and watched her.
This not right at all. But justice has to come. Whether it delay or denied, my love, justice has to come. Man. As long as there's an appeal court and as long as there's an international community, at this I will get protested in the diaspora. You hear? Remember, have a good night, everybody.
All right, that's good. Natalie, you have faith in the appeals court. I don't. I will file an appeal in the appeals court to Justice Brooks and his other justices. I will file it because that's a process. But I have absolutely no expectation from Justice Brooks and that his group of justices down there. No expectation. None. So I am going to take my chances with the white man them down in England at the Privy Council. Because them don't know nobody down there, nobody don't know them up there. Them now watch my YouTube channel. Them are nobody and a friend. Them now protect Bakramasa. And them now protect no judge. So I'm going to take my chances with them. Them never take my chances with. I have no expectation, zero expectation of Justice Brooks and the rest of the appeals court justice. Because all of them up in them feelings about you have to obey a judge's order. And let me repeat, let me ask you again. You can't obey a rule that you set for yourself. You can't do that and you ask me to obey one that you want me to obey. I'm not going to do that. Michelle, you want to be live too?
We're behind.
You want to live? Talk, Michelle.
Michelle, you want to be live? Yeah, I want to say one little something, you know. No, I'm not like, you know, problem judges and so on, because I admire and it takes a tremendous amount of brain power to do the work that they did. But I just wanted to point out something a little odd about
you have to talk louder.
The ruling of the judge. Yeah, one thing I found a little odd about her ruling, where you speak about disobeying the court order. Dayton's lawyer came with some case files. Usually when you have an argument, you have to point to first of all to the procedure of the court, and then you point to where a decision was made previously about the same thing, right? It's called precedent. Use case files.
Yeah.
So they came with one long list of case files.
Yeah.
Pertaining to what the judge should do when the court's order is disobeyed. And they are saying the civil procedure rule says when you disobey a court order, your defense should be thrown off. Words to that effect, right? But it's not the rules that you necessarily go by. You go by how the rules are interpreted by the courts. And if a superior court make a decision, the lower court, if the case is the same, the lower court can't go against it, otherwise the court above them will rule against them. So the precedence was, it said, one of them that was used, you have, as the judges argue the case coming down and then they come to a conclusion. The conclusion in that particular case that you cited was that as long as the disobedience does not affect the proceedings of the court, then them can't throw out the defense.
But I don't know if Judge Jarrett knew that.
Well, you told her.
I did. Yes, I did.
She chose to ignore it. She ignored all of that and spoke only what the procedure said in order to arrive at the conclusion she arrived at. Because if she had gone to the precedents, then she could not throw it out.
Based on the submission that I made.
Exactly, because you did cite the section. And what happened in the case that was cited was that there was a case, I think is the Dano and Geddes thing, right? Where this company, the wife, the husband died. Let's see how it went on. He died. I think he had a second wife. No, she was the second wife. He had the children. He left his things for his children, right? She was a director in the Geddes. She needed to sell the shares to this company in Cayman. And then the daughters were fighting over it. The company in Cayman said, want to join. Put in an affidavit. And when they put in an affidavit, you have to be cross-examined on the affidavit. When they call him to come give statement, a testimony, he wouldn't do it. Then call him again, him find all kind of excuse, tell him plain as he is not going to give it. So clearly, his statement, his affidavit cannot stand because he was not cross-examined on it, and the judge fling it out and rule in favor of the children, if I remember right. Him now, who for affidavit got thrown out, went on appeal, right? And said the judge shouldn't throw it out. And that was when they find the case which says that no man, what you mean you shouldn't throw it out? The judge had every right to throw it out because you disobeyed the court order. As a matter of fact, the court had given my order to come to court and he refused to come. So in that instance, his failure to testify, to subject himself to cross-examination on the affidavit, that affected now the case, and therefore when they threw out his affidavit and whatever else he said, it was justified. In this case, the order was not to call Dayton serial pedophile. The order was disobeyed. That has nothing to do with the proceedings in the court.
Exactly.
That is something
exactly
outside of the court. It didn't even happen in front of the judge. It happened outside of the court, and it was brought to the court's attention. That's what you did, and then fine you.
And I paid the fine. I paid the fine. I paid the fine. And if you want to hold me accountable for disobeying a court, you have to file an next court order.
And not only that, but the funny thing about it is that they had other remedies. They could have sent you to jail. But they chose not to follow up. So when the judge went and threw out your defense, I'm not a lawyer, you know, but me just using my common sense. When she went and threw out your defense, right? When the disobedience had nothing to do with the case, it not will affect anything in the case.
No, it does not, but that is for them gripe. That is them issue. All of the judge them are for them issue that them gripe is about them power and them ego. That's them gripe. Them gripe. They don't want about to disobey them order. That is them gripe. Well, never forget me. Because me not a problem is going to do.
They had other remedies and they chose not to pursue the remedy. And unfortunately, this remedy that the judge sought and the judge implemented was not one of the remedy at all for the situation. So we have no doubt at all that when it goes well. I don't know.
Hold the argument. Hold the argument. You done?
No, I'm just saying fingers and toes crossed that when they go to the Supreme Court, we get justice up there. So,
you mean the appeals court?
We do get justice.
You mean the appeals court? Well, you have faith in the appeals court. I have no faith in Justice Brooks and him crew. No disrespect to Justice Brooks and him crew, but I have no faith up there. I'm just going through the motion.
The only way they would think they can do that and get away with it is because they think we can't afford to go to the Privy Council. But they have pro bono lawyers up there. We know that.
Well, we hired them with that.
Yeah, it's just another embarrassment, and it's going to cause problem for the CCJ, right? So
that's why nobody don't want it. That's why nobody don't want the CCJ. People want to take them chances with the white man, them not England, because it's corruption like this that get people into the frame of mind where they believe them can't get the justice from them own. So they're going to take them chances with the white man, they will not know them.
And then when they talk about them want the court to move to the Caribbean, so because for judges who understand the culture and this is what they're talking about, you know. It doesn't matter what the law says, it doesn't matter what the Superior Court judgments were, right? The culture is what them understand and live in it. And therefore they felt it necessary to teach a lesson that the Superior Court will overturn, and it going to cost money now to go up there, go appeal. It going to cost Dayton's lawyer money when we appeal.
Because we are going to.
And win.
Yep, so we are going to.
No, I don't know. The judges just need to be able to control them emotions and control and just stick to what it is and don't worry about nothing else. Right? You're supposed to let if you obey the law. And you just obey the law and use your discretion in the way in which you know say. Once you know say it will go overturned by the Superior Court. No bother with it. That is all me have to say.
All right, we're in the dark, but technology is something else to rest the judges.
There you are.
All right then. Yeah, okay. We have resumed. Michelle, I don't want to turn the phone to me because this is just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. We are resuming. I don't know, maybe what the judge them call JPS and tell them to lock off the light because we are chat too much. I don't know what them try to shut us down, it appears. Because I look across the gully bank and them have light. Princess just up the road there, so and she have light and the place is hot and the place is dark. But let's see if we can wrap this up. You know, we can't end it so abruptly. It just whatever. All right, people, remember to like the live and share it and thank you, and comment. So we ended abruptly because the light went and I'm sweating like a pig. And where Michelle was talking about the case that we submitted. Our defense is impeccable. We have filed some very strong defense, well, my defense. Very strong defense that we filed, but they never ever intended to use those defense as a springboard for whatever decisions they want to make as judges. Their entire focus was on them ego about this law or this rule, this order that they said I should not break, and I broke it, and that is what they were ruling on. And so I just want to state very clear that yes, we're going to and Dayton Campbell did not win any multi-million-dollar lawsuit as stated by the corrupt media who backing him up. Nothing never got so. It's just that the judge have denied these three young ladies the opportunity to come before the court and face Dayton Campbell and look in him face and say, yes, you did this to me. They deny the girls these opportunity. And that there is the injustice of what the system that we have. I'm not beating up. I'm just saying that it lacks humanity. And it lacks fairness. And the law as applied by these judges is not fair. Because they are going by how they feel about things and them and the lawyers playing footsie together in this thing. And they're not going to shut me up. And then after she put out this ruling on Friday, she truly expects me to shut up. I don't get it. How can she have that kind of expectation? She made this ruling, and in the ruling, she ordered me not to say anything. What you going to do? Lock me up? Well, lock me up then, Judge Jarrett. Lock me up. And as I say, I like Judge Jarrett. We kind of be comfortable with Judge Jarrett. But we know to hold them up in them feelings with the whole idea of the breaking of the thing. And I'm not going to go on much longer because I don't like this setup here. I'm not comfortable in this kind of setup. I am not that, yeah, and it's hot and the fan that runs and stuff. So I can't stay much longer. So I want to thank you all very much for joining me and for staying until I came back to finish it off properly. Thank you so very much. I encourage Jamaicans, read a lot when it comes to the law of this country. Read a lot and ask questions of lawyers and read up, go online, read about case laws and stuff like that, because our judges are prone to take away our rights. Our judges are prone to do that because they are not here to protect us. These judges could not protect three innocent young ladies who were abused, and they could not step up and protect them. They could not. Instead, they are seeking to punish me. And I'm ready for that. Thank you all for joining me, everybody. Stay safe, everybody, and keep the children safe. See you again next time.